further away. They're trying to get the read. They're protecting the player behind them, taking the fight. But you can see a second FaZe member has actually shown up, and a third. FaZe, I think, now have 4 players already trying to fight this. Bullet gets one. There's a swing round. There's a take from Rexon. But in the meantime, that leaves the site not entirely unaware. So FaZe, they pull some of those players back, because look at this. Very quickly, in and amongst that attention, Grixer and Kansan have got themselves stacked towards the site.
It kind of lets you know the kind of game that FaZe wants to play, though. They don't need to stay to their positions. They don't need to hold as tightly as they normally would. And they can bring in that aggression that they want to bring. Swarm those players in the garage and make sure they at least take out one before you start to fall back. Now, the FaZe members, you saw them just there a second ago, are falling back all into their default positions here, as they know that the garage threat isn't really there anymore, at least temporarily. Rexon picks up that shield so he can continue or reverse that push. In the meantime, top floor and the hatches will be opened up by the SONIQS.
Yeah, the start of the breach, we saw obviously the Kaid claw is tucked round onto one, so they won't be able to truly get their way through onto the elevator. So Cyber has a bit of space, a bit of width. I'm not sure if the other one was on the hatch above the site itself, or if it was over onto the lobby hatch, by the looks of the activation. Yeah, the lobby hatch there. So they keep a big bout of protection on the backside. The thing about Kaid, now he gets let through, they force an A push. They force a way towards that site. B becomes really tricky to dig yourself into. You can't really force your way down green without some support. Cyber is holding an angle and then just takes the head off of Grixer as the Oster was rotating a shield round. A drone even.
Yeah, I was just trying to get some information out there. Some legs being shut out as well. Cyber just picking them up one by one. He's looking to find a triple kill. Super now coming down the main stairs. Is there anything he can do as the last remaining member here on the SONIQS? Sees one run by. Isn't quite able to respond in time. He has been spotted out. They know exactly where he is. And the chase might be on with these 13 seconds left. Or will they wait for him to drop one of these hatches? It feels like the timer will just run out. It's going to be swung upon, but instantly rotate back out. They don't really want to go for a fight on the side of FaZe here. He will set the AC units. Think of the office. The side window. Astro with a jump out will get one before he gets punished. And that's the name of the game, though. FaZe, they just want to go aggressive. They don't need to play super composed right now.
I mean, that's it. Like, they've obviously got the game following up against G2, and depending on how this one goes is, I guess, the energy that they might bring into the next. It's strange to say that the next one might be even more. It's almost been censored by
the FAMAS over
by the FAMAS. Thanks, Rexon.
Thanks, Rexon, for bringing the FAMAS. Perfectly balanced out there.
Bomb located by
SONIQS taking a moment. There's obviously been the trade. They lose the Thatcher. The wall, you know, it's still, well, something that they can try and push their way through. It's not the biggest cost. They've also obviously got the Twitch as well to deal with the more specific little bits and pops of utility. This will be the pop in just a second. I think they may be concerned about somebody putting some pressure on, but Grix is going to hold it wide.
Yeah, so they found out there was nobody actually out there right behind it, so there's no need to instantly push it up. It's going to be Grixer, though, that finds CyberZero. Of course, on that dock, quickly revived himself, but not lasting very long. Now with a man down, 2 men, no, actually just 1 man down. Jumped out earlier. Hoping to hold on. Cameraman still from below, though. Looking to maybe find one of the SONIQS players that is on a bit of a flank. Souls dropping down the hatch as he gets spotted out. Instantly tries to engage onto the ATMs. He's going to be getting out on top of that one, though.
That's it, the far fight, but in the meantime, Bullet takes one against Rexon. There goes Yeti on the front door, and suddenly it's just Super and Grixer left, knocking on the side of the site. They're inside Janitors. They have a potential pinch on the solo player on the site. The ping and the reveal on his location is there. But with only 1 grenade, he doesn't want to waste the opportunity, especially with all those discs. The wall's being popped, gives them a bit of width, gives them the access into the site, but a creep up the back of square stairs. There it is. Souls, I think, has just been able to take care of one. Oh, no. Super rotates his way down the corridor. Bit of concern, but Souls might be able to find this in just a second as well. There's the rotation around the back and around the side. They're just going to both pull themselves out all the way around, give some support across the bottom of square. Bullet wants to find an angle. A couple of drones are about to roll their way through. That one tucked just on the bin is the Mozzie we're in.
Yep.
So as soon as they get the call somebody's there, there's going to be a swing.
So a quick punch there to at least let them know, hey, someone might be inside of the teller's area, so they might be trying to look towards the archives instead, allowing Soul's bullet to go for a bit of a flank later on. Now, the pickup came through, and Yeti will drop. It's a 4-on-4 situation now with Bullet falling back towards the side as well.
That's it, there's a Soul's getting one as well. I think the fight that CyberZera got was Yeti onto Beepers, a hot drop on a hatch, Rexen, he gets 3! Rexen! Makes a little bit of magic out of nowhere. Bullet is going to see if he can take the same route through. Do they know? They're getting the pings on the player. They've got a rough idea. The plant's being put. Rexen with a quad. Sliver in the slink of the player around the corner. It's super. And he's got your hard breach. Now they've thrown up these walls. This is sort of what we talked about, where there's usually at least a couple with the opener. This time it's a bit of a reverse. Play that we called, but at the same time it still gives you the same effect. Super's going to have to get this open, try and force the player in Janitors into a trickier position, and then you might be able to retake some of that ground. The swing round there is the depth of Janitors, as I called, and now it gives them just a little bit more, and it forces the stock player to have to pull back too.
Yeti in, trying to go aggressive here with the DMR, hoping to find at least someone. Super does get taken out. That DBNO status or adrenaline surge will be getting him back up before he gets C4'd back out of the game. Cyber goes aggressive, knows he's being chased currently by 2, but Yeti will swing wide, gets Souls, gets the free fire onto Cyber as well. And suddenly the manpower is back inside of Sonic's hands.
Bullet retaking the long corridor, tucks in Kanto, and cameraman's tucked out. Dropped themselves in. Yeti couldn't hit the rotate properly. Bullet's found by Grixer though, and Kansan's going to stick the plant. Doesn't even finish it. Wants to lock this door. Used both grenades already. Not sure if it's on the bottom, but Kansan inside the site goes down. So they've got to quickly try and find their way back through. We did see the open hatch was open. Do they know? Well, now they know that the player's lost. Yeti hasn't taken the drop on the hatch just yet, but Rexen's making his way towards it.
Super still holding that angle tight. There is going to be 2 SONIQS players up above. And if you look at the rest of FAZE, well, they're not really anywhere to be found as of yet. Super taking that first engagement, not quite connecting.
I think there's a rotation. Yeti is offering some support here. There's obviously the single player tucked in the corner. It means now Super can hold this and hope he can win it out. But FAZE rotated as well. The boys are in. The cavalry's showing up, and they want to see if they can try and bait this aggression. The torch make its way through. Look at Rexen holding the hatch though, so as soon as they make an entrance, it's going to be a bit dangerous. The reveal of 2 cameras and Rexen the reveal of his position. Souls goes down, sprays through, dropped. Astro gets one in the meantime. There goes that lock off. The Super was able to find someone. It's Scrappy behind the chassis, and then you blink and R6 has disappeared. Bullets on the far side. 40 seconds, 2 versus 2. SONIQS, they held them at bay and then were able to just muscle them out of the actual execute and retake the site. Now can they take this fight? There it is, Grixer, a huge moment. Gets the finger on the far end, leaving just Astro alone. 2 more players to dig his teeth into, 20 seconds. They're holding onto the other side of the hard wall. There's one close, almost connects with the next. No, Grixer.
Janitor's office, but it might just be Souls running in from the copy window.
Grixer rotating his way down white at this point. Rexen's trying to find his way back towards the site and does take care of Cyber. The first one's gone, the second swung against the soft, the pings. That red intel gives them more, suddenly a little bit more. Grixer finds Bullet as well. A 2 versus 2 out of nowhere from this Dream Team duo that's locked and just holding at bay. 50 seconds, and there's Cameraman finding at least one of them, puts them into a 2 versus 1. Rexen, he's on 2 KD, which is the perfect time to mention that stat, as there's 2 more players ahead of him that he has to try and knock out of this. Slinks his way through, looking for the loose one, just gets the swing and the spit of it, gets it, 1 versus 1. Souls holding the angle, refiring in the lock-in, doesn't obviously feel anywhere near confident enough to plant, and Rexen's going for a big rotate, drops the drone, will give a bit of a reveal, and the second one, they hop over towards the side of the barricade, wanted to get the catch on the kill, wanted to get rid of that Maestro camera as well, it's causing so many of these problems. Tucks his head down, the red pings are there, just popping over the top, can't make the connection. He should get up in a second, the C4. Oh! It does, though, a triple for Rexen.
Wasn't able to get out in time there for that Nitro cell to come. Close around the corner, just outside of ATMs. Probably won't be spotted out. There is a Monty as well. If they don't check this with one of their drones, they know someone is out there. They're very, very thorough here.
This is...
Oh, will they check? It is Rexen that will drop. Souls, check the left. He hasn't checked it.
He doesn't know.
He does. Oh,
he
no!
didn't know!
So close! He's already standing up, though. And with all these barricades, they're definitely looking for someone out there. They know someone's
so
there.
Thorough. The Monty. He's turned.
Oh,
Cyber! Cyber had an idea. Yellow ping came through. Just at the very last second. If he'd have stayed lying down, he might have been fine. But how do you know the C4 downs the Monty? There's a lot of crossfire. They have the pings on the down player because of a Valcam, I believe. But the crossfire gets locked off by Kansan. The slow creep and the catch on the Monty. There's the end of Super, like a sneaky snake crawls and escapes. But they're being hit and blindsided by every window. Seems like none of the FaZe players were actually inside the building apart from the Monty. They're otherwise playing a very hands-off strategy, but that only lasts for so long. Cameraman has the cameras on the
dunk on him.
And heading down. I don't know, but I wouldn't put it past him.
I was going to say, with the way that we're playing, I wouldn't be surprised if they just jumped down to Skylight and pick up the kill that way. Souls looking to go for a hunt, playing with that 417. Scans and that drops. It's only up to Super now. Low on HP. Is going to get swung up.
One locked and watched ready on that hatch. Cyber suffers a little, ducks and dives his way across, pre-fires, and there's a bit of damage to Rexon, but it's Astro that takes it from the top. Cameraman falls alongside. They're looking for the catch, and there it is. You take ours, we'll take you right back. Rexon slips away. Importantly, they at least keep one of the bodies that were on the top floor and wasted a lot of time. They're above the hatch. It's not an awkward entire hold, but it's definitely an awkward drop if you want to try and make that your ingress onto the site itself. Cyberzera is getting a bit of the stretch here onto that loose player. A bit of a break. There's also one around the bottom of square as well. Maybe thinking about rotating, maybe thinking about striking early. It's Kansan. And there's the hold. There's the catch. Kansan's out of there. Cameraman. Very cheekily played. 20 seconds. A very important moment here. Astro, he's going to hot roll the Candelas down on the opposite side. Just sees the end of it. Kansan suffers an engagement of the player on the second story. They need to get to the site itself. There's only 10 seconds. There is Super getting one more on the stock player. SONIQS are moments away from their first round. And that's all she wrote. Super SONIQS ends his time playing with a cheeky little double.